Everybody, welcome to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. And wouldn't you know it, Jonathan isn't being productive. But also, wouldn't you know it, we're in the Comedy Zone.
Look at that.
Look at that
right there.
Presented by, presented at. I think that maybe that was one of our titles of our. I fucked it up.
Yeah.
You did.
You sure did.
We are coming to you, I guess, live, kinda. By the time you see this won't be live.
It's technically always live
It's technically
for us.
always, yeah. But we recently just wrapped up, as of 30 minutes ago, new material night here at the Comedy Zone.
We did.
Coming at you tired from the Comedy Zone.
Good Lord.
Yeah, these guys are worn out. I'm surprisingly okay, and I feel like I've been up the longest.
I don't think that's accurate.
What time did you get to Jonathan? You want to play this game? What time?
Actually, this time around, actually, he might have you.
With little. Okay, I'll just. So yesterday, at I think 1 was my flight to New York.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yep.
And then I was there, and then I stayed up all night. Went back to there JFK there at 2 a.m. I think, and like sort of curled up in an uncomfortable seat in the airport and slept for like an hour, and then got on a plane back. Got back at 9 something, and then went home and got another like hour and a half nap, and then work. And then I
can't you tell? Look at him. He looks terrible.
Yeah, I did a half day. I did a half day.
Oh, but you worked?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to make that money, you know.
Man. Okay. All right. Well, I have to like give you credit.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was a pretty good show last night.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Talk it out. So let's preface this like by saying that the idea of like, being in Charlotte's amazing, but getting to these other we made LA trips before, and so getting up to New York and performing is a big deal.
Yeah.
And by we mean Jason Allen King, Jonathan Williams, and myself, Jordan Century.
Mr. Williams comedy on the internet.
You just had to do it. Somebody got to do it.
Yeah, I did that. All right, we're gonna do a lot of that, as if we don't already. Yeah, that was fun. The Stand was the club.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It was a good time. It was there.
One of the more notable clubs in New York, too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's worth mentioning.
Yeah, I had a good time. Showing
I
well.
performed there. I don't know if I'd mentioned that or not. But
you hadn't.
You didn't need to. The manager made a point of being nice to me about my set. I hope that he wasn't. Maybe he was just being nice. I don't know. But he's a cool guy.
I would subscribe to the theory that whatever the reason is good.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You don't go out of your way to say that to someone. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, especially not in New York.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not a city that just is nice for no reason.
Yeah, even if they know that you know somebody or whatever, even if the reason isn't kind of, necessarily service level beneficial, I think it's good.
If they don't like that you're there, they're not going to say that, I guess is a way to put that.
I think so.
I will say this time, last time I was in New York, I felt like everyone I talked to enjoyed talking to me until I told them where I was from.
Yeah.
And the light sort of drained out of their eyes. That was not the case this time. People were just generally friendly and had questions and told me about theirs. It was just a nice time.
Well, the last time you were there, was it the winter and they were just miserable?
Could be. Could be what it was.
Think,
it was January.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oof, January.
Yeah. That was one of the coldest times I've ever had in my life, actually.
Sure was.
That in 2024 January in New York, for whatever reason, like I brought way more stuff than I thought I needed for the cold, and I was still cold. This story is
no, I'm actually interested in it. Keep going.
What?
I just realized that was the end. Like literally, my whole point of that thing was I was cold.
Yeah, no, it was. You even kind of phrased it funny. You were like, for some reason, it was cold. It was like, in January in New York.
No, for like cold in New York in January is the thing. Yeah, we're looking right there, Jordan.
This is okay. We're doing the
your
dual
video.
angle.
Oh, I thought you were taking a picture.
Yeah, no,
okay.
no.
Sorry, I didn't mean to uncandid it.
This
but
is like behind the scenes.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I wasn't in Boston. I wasn't in Chicago. I wasn't in like the cold places. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. He's over here trying to be a content creator right now.
It's
just,
but
guys are the worst.
It's great. I have fun. But it seemed like out of
dear God, I tried to record a little bit of our podcast. You guys.
The other coldest I've ever, Berlin in December. That was a nightmare.
Okay.
That felt like a flex. That one felt like a flex.
It did.
Dude,
you know where it's cold?
All flexes.
Berlin.
It's all flexes. Everything I say is intended to be a flex. It doesn't always work out that way. But.
I like how earlier he already acknowledged, like, the story is terrible because the point is I'm cold. And then
I just decided to do more.
To tell you another time he was cold.
Hey, Jordan, where were you cold?
Man.
In your dick.
Hey, have you ever been to Boston?
Holy shit.
Wow.
They get cold up there a lot.
They got wind.
Oh, my God.
Did you mean Chicago?
No, I meant Boston.
I know Boston also has wind,
but you know what? I have never been to Chicago.
Not famously windy.
No, see, now you're wrapping me into it. But no, I've never been to Chicago when it was super
Actually,
cold.
Jason did it as a bit, and you jumped in.
No, you brought up Chicago.
This is a mess.
I'm getting us out of here.
Thank you.
Right now.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Boston has wind.
Yes.
Boston has wind is a candidate for the title. By the way.
I'll tell you what.
Early entry.
I'll tell you what Boston doesn't have. Shedeur Sanders.
There you go.
Drafted in the final round
They're
of
happy
the
about
NFL by Cleveland.
That's correct.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Man.
so I saw this in the news and stuff, but give me like why I should really why is this getting so much attention?
This is okay. Well, there's a couple reasons. One, this is
Trump got involved.
Yes,
Man, that's
but that's
what I was wondering. That's not really.
That
doesn't have anything to do with it.
Why this is getting attention. This is getting attention. One, because this is Deion Sanders' son.
Okay, I didn't know that.
One of the most high-profile retired NFL players of all time.
Yeah. One of the greats.
Literally, when he played, they called him prime time.
Yeah.
He was that good.
He's one of the greats.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the greats.
That I do. That's when I was paying attention. I know Deion. In the 90s, I could have told you about anybody in any of the sports.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Now I know nothing.
Right.
Yeah. But that just kind of goes to show you, is like, even with him he hasn't played football in like 20-something, and he's still maybe just as relevant today as he was.
Well, he's also
then.
coaching. So
he's also coaching, but he's just always had this big personality. He's always kind of been more in the forefront when it comes to, which is
he had a reality show there for a minute, which was actually very funny.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, all this is a little more rare for NFL players.
Yeah.
Right? Just because, like, it's not basketball where, like, your face is exposed the whole time.
Right.
Like, NFL players in general aren't as recognizable.
I had never thought about that. The mask aspect.
And also more people on the team. You're only playing half the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're a defensive player. You're only playing half the game. And, and usually the time of the time of possession is usually within a couple minutes of each other. Every game.
Football is mostly not playing football. That's most of the game. Is football not
spoken like a soccer fan?
The vast majority of football is not football.
That's because of how strategic the game is.
I get that.
Yeah,
It's chess.
Plays are.
I get that. It's military. It's whatever.
8 seconds. They're 12 seconds.
But I don't.
Plays.
But like we're sitting there watching them do shit on a thing on like a computer or clipboard or whatever as entertainment.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm actually okay with the strategy.
I'll watch a football game. I don't hate watching football. I do watch it, and I'm just like, man, this is mostly not the thing.
Okay, you're just not looking at the right thing. Though.
Yeah,
you're not.
That's an interesting takeaway.
You're not valuing the things that are.
No, I am valuing them abstractly. I'm just saying, as a spectator.
Practically,
I mean, as a spectator,
it's not basketball. Yes,
sure.
There isn't a constant back and forth.
Right.
That is true.
Which is what I prefer.
Yeah, that's
soccer and
basketball, soccer, hockey. They have
baseball
is
fun live, and if I cared about it like I used to, it's fun on TV. That's the thing. When I cared about all these sports, I loved watching all of them. I just don't anymore.
Were you cold also when you were watching? Okay, the main reason Shedeur Sanders is in the headlines though is he was projected to not only be a first-round pick. We're talking about he was projected to be top 5.
Yeah.
So what are the theories as to why that didn't happen? Why that super didn't happen?
Well, one theory is race.
Okay.
Another theory is being Deion's son.
Can you like dig into that a little bit more though? Because I mean, there's a lot of black people in the NFL.
There's a lot of black people in the NFL. There aren't necessarily ones that are as boisterous as Deion and
he's got
his
big
family.
Personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so.
Okay. So
yeah, and that's the other piece too. Is like
decorum, like like that kind of stuff that people will use like euphemisms for, like stop, like act more white.
Kind of, yeah. Like they said like in the interviews he had with the various teams, he didn't interview well.
Oh, geez.
Which maybe he was coming off as too cocky, quote unquote. And to be fair, it could have been. We don't see those interviews.
I'm not saying there's nothing to that, but
it's like probably it's probable. I wouldn't say that it's like 50. I think it's probable. I think that guy, he's been lifted up, touted. They retired his jersey from the college that he played at, which was
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
His dad's the coach.
Oh,
yeah.
Him and
Deion,
him and Hunter, they retired both of their jerseys, and it's like they didn't even get drafted yet.
That's icky.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, but I saw this one headline, because you guys know I don't read articles, just the headlines. It was like he didn't, and I don't know enough about this, so I'm kind of putting it on you guys. That he didn't code switch. Is one of the things that they said, and I was like, okay, it's
right.
like I know this much about the true meaning of that. So
yeah.
I'd be curious, sort of your take was like he didn't code switch, therefore he didn't dumb down who he was for somebody.
He didn't act white.
I 1,000% believe that.
Yeah,
but because he is Deion Sanders' son.
Right.
I'm sure he has never been taught
Primetime Junior
to do that. Yes, Primetime Junior.
What's that?
Yeah, you don't
Nick at Night.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
I'm not mad.
We're trying stuff. Yeah,
I'm not mad at that one.
It's new material.
Actually, yeah, that's the name of the episode.
Nick at Night. All right.
New material night. But yeah, honestly, you were raised by clearly a very confident person.
Hyper confident. Beyond confident. Probably doesn't even qualify.
Yeah.
And
I think that does have an impact for better or for worse.
It could go the other way, where it's like, where whoever the parent is like so up on themselves that they like don't even like give a shit about their kid as much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I feel like Deion kind of
clear that that's not what's happening here, but
right.
Yeah, I think Deion kind of did him a disservice a little bit.
Okay.
That retiring jersey thing.
There was a couple
of
moments of that. Deion is a beloved guy.
Yes.
He is was great. Is a great guy.
Sure.
All of the media knows him, loves him. He still went sort of above and beyond with some of his, I'll call them like antics. He was basically saying there's only some teams that we're going to allow him to go to.
Yeah, Deion kind of spoke in a way.
Like
demeaning.
we're going to hold out for, like we're going to hold out the obviously it wouldn't be the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are our safety school, that kind of a thing. I just pulled out a random team. I know that they're not the team that would be a safety school, but
the 7 or 8 teams who are in the bottom of the league right now are always picking at the top. That's the way that the draft works.
Right.
So he just sort of impugned all of those people with that statement. And I think
he said, which of them said that?
Deion.
Deion
said that. So again, I think to Shedeur's credit, it's like, yeah, that's his dad saying this stuff. He's gonna be in that same mindset or whatever. However, it absolutely needs to be mentioned that the Archie Manning,
thank you,
who had Peyton and
Eli,
they did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but they did it in a way that was white.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh well, that's a really upstanding family.
Right. Look how supportive he is of his sons.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So Deion does it, and he does it in a style that matches his personality.
Okay, chill. Like for the same.
But he does it in a personality we all have known and have admired.
Yeah.
He's like the guy you'd love to hate.
Right.
You still admired him as a player, but you're like, I hate the Cowboys. Like everything about it, it's just kind of like, I feel like that to me is the thing that is standing out a little bit. That it's like, I think it was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And I'm disappointed
It seems pretty clear that there's a big time racial component to
this. Yeah, and that's so disappointing. And it's just like the NFL's really never done.
What the fuck just happened?
They fucking do it all the time. They're fucking awful. They're racist.
Yeah.
They fucking Kaepernick's still working out.
Yeah. Is the classic example.
That was me throwing up trying to get that bullshit statement out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Like this is what they do.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very frustrating, I imagine.
Hey, at least they're
everyone.
handling
It's
traumatic brain injury stuff really well and being really above board with that.
Yeah.
Oh god,
it's very frustrating. I don't think everybody played. I obviously have a lot of feelings about this, but I don't think everybody played it well on all of the sides involved. But I still got to hold it to the idea that the reports are coming out now that all the owners were like, pull Shedeur off your board. So if all of the owners said that. That's a concerted effort. That's insider trading.
It's collusion.
Collusion is what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And at one point, the Browns owner, as the story goes, I don't think anyone had said this, but they're like, essentially what they think happened is the owner came in and said, take Shedeur in the fifth round, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was fifth round
of 7 rounds, I think.
Is there 7? I thought there might have been 5.
There might have just been 5. Actually, you know what? Yes. Thursday was round
5
1.
sounds right. I don't know why.
Friday's round 1. Saturday is 2 and 3. No, I was right the first time. Thursday is round 1. Friday is 2 and 3. And then Saturday is 4 and 5. Yeah. So he was picked in the last round. He was supposed to be a top 5 pick. People were like, we'll be surprised if he gets to 21, which is where the Steelers are, who were projected to pick him, and they did not.
Yeah, that's fishy.
Again, there's a lot more to the story. Like a lot of teams didn't have him ranked as high as a lot of these other analysts did. That was a lot of beat reporters.
Their
Moneyball
didn't put him as high.
There wasn't a Steelers fan who really thought that they were going to pick Shedeur. A lot of the analysts were like probably going to Pittsburgh if he falls below. I think the 8th, whoever with it was. I think it was the Saints. Maybe were 8th. If they go past them, the Steelers will get him at 21. Because in that middle group, none of them needed quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But all the Steeler fans were like, we've been listening to beat reporters for literally months. No one thought we were going to pick Shedeur. So I don't know if it's probably some combination of all the things that we're talking about. But I think it's hard not to see the NFL as a bit of a villain yet again.
Yeah.
In this situation.
Well, I mean, it's just once a year. It's like, oh, now the owner of this team, their racist emails came out.
Right.
That shit is crazy how much that happens.
But I also have a hard time to put it on the Steelers in this way because there's a rule in the NFL. You know the Rooney Rule.
I do know the Rooney Rule.
What's that?
Rooney Rule, and I want to say this is probably Tomlin's in the league 7. This is his 18th season, and I believe is around that time. Art Rooney, they put forward what's called the Rooney Rule. They said that every team that's hiring a coach needs to interview. I know they were specifically candidate. If it was a black candidate or if it was of other race, whatever it was, black candidates, and that rule still exists. And we've had the longest tenured coach in the NFL of 18 years as a black coach. So I'm like, I find it a little, but. They're white owners, so I don't know.
What is the comment that you're making on that rule?
That I find it a little bit hard that Art Rooney and the Steelers and what they've stood for a long time. It's a really upstanding organization. They that they participated.
That they were part of that.
Okay. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's
you're bringing a little bias to that, but you still think
I'm like, I don't know if they.
That's fair. That's fair.
And who's to know that every 32 owners had to participate?
Sure.
Maybe if someone were like, well, I'm not in a position to pick up a quarterback anyway.
Yeah.
Therefore, and
maybe some sort of overheard some stuff and
actually, now that you say that, I have a hard time believing Jerry Jones will get on board with that too.
Yeah,
just because his relationship with Dion.
Sure.
I can't imagine he would.
Yeah, they were talking about him actually coaching the Cowboys down the road.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Wasn't there a big thing?
By the way, it's worth mentioning they're not looking for a quarterback.
The Cowboys.
Jerry Jones, he's not looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, maybe they should. But,
we'll take him. Yeah. If you guys don't want him, we'll take him. Are you a Cowboys fan?
I grew up as a Cowboys fan.
Shit.
So yeah, I'm very.
Send Dak our way. We'll be fine.
Yeah, all right. Enjoy them first round exits if you make it that far.
We've been having those for about 8 years now.
Yeah, well, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan. Go ahead.
It's totally fine. Didn't Deion Sanders come under fire a few years ago for? Was it that he was coaching at an HBCU?
Correct. Jackson State.
And then went to a
Colorado State. PWI.
And that was a big what's the phrase again?
PWI.
PWI, right. That was a few years
What's
ago.
PWI?
Right?
Is that predominantly
white institution?
Okay. Got it.
That was my whole thought. Wasn't that a thing that happened?
It was a thing. Yeah, because he had kind
And
of.
is it cold in Jackson State?
Honestly, man.
Mississippi. I guess depending on the time of year.
All right.
But yes, that was a thing. Because if I remember correctly, he had kind of like verbally committed to being there for like 10 years or whatever.
Right.
He coached like 2, got the offer from Colorado, and he went there.
Yeah. Y'all have thoughts on that? On that situation? I don't really know enough to really say.
Okay. I guess
let's get you in trouble, baby.
I can jump in too, but I mean, I feel like you.
Yeah, no, I'll leave with that one. Look, I think even if he didn't necessarily fulfill whatever obligations, he still raised the profile of HBCU football.
True.
I think it helped put it more in the spotlight. I'd never heard of Jackson State before Deion Sanders came there, and then I think they started getting ESPN coverage. So he did have an impact. It would have been more sustained had he stayed there the 10 years.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes to the conversation.
10 years is a long time. To commit to something.
It is,
exactly.
Yeah,
it is a long time. And also, we don't know his like career aspirations. If he's trying to be an NFL coach, maybe like going to a big PWI school helps to fast track that.
Right.
Maybe that opportunity came along way quicker than he thought it was going to. Maybe he gave that 10-year commitment verbally or whatever under the assumption that was what he would need to do around give or take before he could move on to something else.
It's also worth mentioning his son being in college at the time.
His son
opportunity
being in college.
That's certainly going to influence his decision for sure. I mean, he's a dad.
Yeah, so there's multiple factors there, right?
Yeah.
I will say there's definitely some drawbacks. There were some players that he brought to Jackson State that I believe were under the belief that he would be there.
Yeah, that's
their whole time playing, and then he did kind of leave them.
That's a bummer.
Do you know how long he was there? I don't remember.
I think it was just 2 seasons.
Man, that's
2
pretty
seasons.
light. But you know, I mean, opportunities come. So I went to WVU. So we had call him Rich Rodriguez, right? He came and started coaching at WVU and took them to. We were one game away from the national championships, and literally, if I'm not mistaken, I could be getting this wrong. He got offered the Michigan coaching job. And we were literally one game from the national championship. He found out around that time and immediately left after we lost. And it was like, bye,
like
see
day
you later.
after, like
yeah, it was a really uncomfortable thing. Everyone was really upset. By the way, they just hired him back this year.
Really?
For this season. He's back at West Virginia University. I think because it's Michigan, man. It's Michigan. Yeah. It's like you don't pass that job up. Yeah, it's not. It's like you don't not go coach for, Ohio
legendary,
State. Yeah,
one of the legendary.
Yeah,
schools.
I'm sure they doubled his salary, like everything about it.
Yeah. We've all been there. How many times have we been booked on a show?
Yeah, been like, oh, yep, can't do that.
I would never bail off of a show.
Yeah,
always.
See, I brought it back
all the time.
That was good.
Yeah,
it
made sort of sense both times.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've even told the story before of like how Jonathan made me a worse person because I was booked on the show.
I did, and you're welcome.
And he did, and he protected me, and I got a way better opportunity. I was about to turn it down because that felt like the right thing to do.
Yeah,
but no, I would have been shooting myself in the foot.
Still good.
Here, my take on all of that is whoever the person is on the show, we'll call it the lesser show. I think they should understand.
They should
to some degree.
They fully should. I think if you have like, there may be certain situations, certain whatever, but like overall, that's the ball game.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get mad at someone for not taking taking an opportunity for themselves in a very one-player individual sport, like screw you.
Yeah,
man.
I had one person.
I
don't think I've worked with them.
Big
since.
Time screw you if you have a problem. We've all done that too. We've all with each other, with other people. We've had shows and people bounce the day before.
Yeah.
And you know what we don't do? We're not babies about it. We figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they don't communicate, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
If you are,
if
you are proactive and you say, and you're like nice about it, and you're like, hey, I'm so sorry to do this, but whoever you're saying that to should not have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Or they kind of suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I had one person who I don't think I really work with anymore as a result because they kind of gave me a little guff about it. And it's just kind of like you, oh, yeah, you like...
what you're doing, what that person's doing is showing that they don't get it.
They're
showing that they don't really know what the fuck they're doing. They don't really know what this world is. If you have a problem with that,
well, I could tell you I don't miss their shows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you've lost credibility if you have a problem.
And this was like a month and a half out, by the way.
Yeah,
this was like
so
far out.
Yeah, that should never
be nothing.
an issue. Yeah.
That is nothing.
Yeah,
you can't get another person in a month and a half. Yeah. Like that's a personal issue.
Butt hurt.
Yeah.
They got butt hurt. That's a great saying. Butt hurt. I love it because it's really like it's on them. It's like, oh, your butt hurts. Get out of here. I think that's so funny.
Victim blaming.
I don't have
it kind
too
of
much
is.
What? I'm victim blaming?
No, it's
well, I mean, just I don't mean that. I'm not saying this in a dead serious way at all. But you're saying you got hurt.
Yeah,
like it's on you. So that is
sure.
literally victim blaming.
I'm sorry you got hurt.
Yeah, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Is butthurt also like low key sort of rooted in homophobia? That phrase, you think? Like, oh, because you got banged in your butt.
You know what? Yeah, I think
I've always kind of wondered about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's so removed from it that it's probably not a big deal. But like,
not being a homophobe, I didn't think that at all.
No, that's exactly what would be evidence that you are, because you wouldn't be giving thought or caring about it.
No, I'm just a bad.
You've been like, this is a phrase I like saying,
I'm not
and I like it, and it works for me.
I'm just a bad
and I like the victim blaming aspect of it, and I'm having fun with it. So I'm not even going to give thought.
This is just where we just wait until he's done.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the
bring
show.
It back around to the weather.
Yeah, and it's cold in your butt. Your butt's cold.
That you might be dead actually if
the inside of your butt is cold.
You got
that's
cold
not good.
butt?
Yeah, that's
Colden.
Cold
like a colon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
He's
you
so
have
tired.
had enough.
Colden Caulfield. Is
Yeah.
that something? Catcher in the Rye. All right, don't worry about it.
All right, that was a lot of reaching right there.
Wow.
I'm having a blast.
I'm I can tell. I can tell.
I'm worried about you driving home. If I'm
I'm
honest.
delirious.
All right.
All right, everybody.
Everybody. All right, everybody.
No, because this is weird because like obviously we gotta take a break at some point. It's a little early, but
Let's do it.
Yeah, all right, fine. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more show. Everybody, keep tuning in to Zoning Out.
Tuning into Zoning Out. I like that. That's
a good phrase.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
we are back, everybody. We are back. And we have games, right? We have a Would You Rather.
Oh, my God.
Straight from the depths of Reddit hell.
Yes.
Jonathan Williams, what is...
Yeah, what do we got?
All right, well, I'm going to give you... okay. Do you guys want to start with a gross one? The gross one's happening. Do you want to start with the gross one or start with not a gross one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
It's good gross.
All right. Would you... This is from... Let's start saying the usernames because they're awesome.
Yeah, good idea.
All right.
This is from username Shrek Keel O'Neill.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Would you rather have a toilet that sobs quietly after you poop in it,
Oh, gosh.
or
Sobs.
one that loudly demands more?
Okay.
This is a fucking hilarious question.
How long are they demanding more?
Well,
I mean, is it like, are they persistent?
Well, okay, yes. Okay.
Do they yell when you're in the other room?
So if they sob, if you choose sobbing, like if you leave the room, they're like, seriously, you're gonna leave the room while I'm crying? Like these are real emotions. They're like typical. You would leave the room, and if they're saying more, you leave. They're like, they are screaming like pornographically at you. They're like, "Daddy, come back!" Like,
Oh, God.
you know.
So if you have to keep going back in because you had a long night at a bad restaurant,
Right.
they're thrilled. You're like, back again?
Well, sometimes it's not in the mood, you know.
Oh, so it's sentient.
Now at this point, I'm just having fun. That doesn't really have to do with the. Okay, so either way, like both of them go on longer than you want.
Okay.
You know, and it's loud. Like, and if people are over, they hear this is heard by everyone there.
Sure.
So would you rather your guests hear your toilet sobbing because you pooped in it.
I want them excited.
And they're gonna be like sad. They're gonna be like, I can't believe you shat in me again.
Wow.
You know.
Uh-huh.
But the other
they
one
thought they were gonna be like a vase.
But the other one, they're like, that was
toilet.
so tasty.
Ugh.
Give me more.
Oh, God.
My God.
Like this is an upsetting situation.
I love
either
the
way.
idea that the
Which one
toilet was supposed to be something else, and it's like I was supposed to be in the castle with the queen, but the toilet. Something I like that.
Man.
I'm a positive reinforcement guy. I want encouragement.
Okay.
So, give me more, daddy.
Give me more, daddy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's
Jordan?
an easy one.
Well,
actually.
I'll say it is an easy one. I'm also going with the give me more one because I believe in consent. And
yeah.
sound like the other one is.
That's a good point.
Right there for it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I wish I could add more. I'm too
does
too
it move
tired
at
to add
all,
more
or
parameters.
does it just?
Yeah, let's try and make this more complicated. The toilet.
Is it like num 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 num?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it's like the Cookie Monster where like some of it shoots.
Oh no!
Oh what? Ugh.
But when it sobs,
Terrible.
the sobs like pee comes out. Like it's
What?
so with the. So with the give me more, you have
Are you having a fever dream right now?
You have shit splatters shooting out because it's so greedy and hungry.
Mm-hmm.
with the other one, it's just crying piss, just streams of piss. But it's not shit shooting everywhere; it's pee flowing.
Hey,
I gotta be honest.
And you're allowed. Listen, you can take measures to like you can like block. You can put up structures
Sometimes
to block the
pee's
shit.
grosser.
You can.
What?
All right, let's. We're doing this now. I think that question was kind of a
Do
bust.
you drink
except
like
for
no water at all? Like what do you mean?
I don't mean like. I just mean. I just talking
fucking
about
power through, man.
I know.
Don't
I
back
get
off.
it. I'm not backing off at all. Actually, I think. This is really crude what we're doing right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I started it. That's
I know,
on me. Yeah.
but I think like sedentary urine for a long time is really quite rancid and disgusting.
now
More
if you
so,
just leave.
but I honestly think like feces laying out will dry up. The smell will go away faster. It's actually that's like a fact actually. It will become dehydrated
evaporate?
quicker. No, it's like actually kind of disgusting.
It doesn't evaporate?
It does eventually, but you put urine in a commode and leave it forever.
Okay,
that's
I see what
disgusting.
you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, this is really good that
Yeah.
we're doing this. This is
I
on
don't
me.
know,
It's
man.
my fault.
My fifth grade.
Oh, okay,
teacher
we're doing it.
said-
We're still talking
My
about
fifth
it.
grade teacher said, if it's yellow, let it mellow.
If it's brown, flush
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah, but go away for a weekend.
Hold on though. Hold on though. Your teacher
My fifth grade teacher
told you not to flush the toilet if you pee?
Yeah, I think it's like conserving water.
Yeah, water conservation's
You never
actually
heard,
been
you
around.
finished the phrase. You've heard that phrase.
Yeah,
too.
but not at fucking school. That's
Yeah.
gross, dude. Everything that a child produces in a public school should be flushed
Yeah,
immediately.
that's fair. That's actually fair.
Like, that's odd to me. Possibly illegal. All right. Oh crap! Where'd it go? Talk amongst yourselves.
Crap.
Yeah, he would bring that
Why
up.
are we talking
Jonathan,
about-
are you in the scat play?
Why are we talking about pee and poop on this
I'm
podcast?
in the sky
Well, he
play.
brought it
He
up.
did. Good Lord.
Yeah.
There's another one that's even grosser.
We don't need to do any of that. We were talking about football a couple
We
minutes ago.
were. This was a podcast for adults
Yeah.
before.
Oh my God.
Doing this.
He did.
Keep going,
But
guys.
we were talking about some like really
Important
deep, we're
cultural,
talking about race
social
and,
things.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now here we are. Hey, toilet humor.
While he's doing his toilet bowl stuff, you had some really good jokes tonight, new material. Man.
Thank you, man.
You got
Thank
a favorite? Like, you got anything that you remember?
My favorite one is definitely the newest one that I'm working on about like just Southern phrases. And
Yeah,
like,
the one that I struggled with. Yes.
Yes, the one about the devil beating his wife. Like that's just, especially that line, that connection of oh wait, the devil's married. Even he believes in marriage. That's some real Southern
good.
stuff.
He's
right
never
there.
cheated either.
Yeah. It's really funny. Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought that was pretty good. It's not a phrase I was that familiar with. I actually didn't think it's important to be like, I don't know, maybe not everybody would know it. It seemed like everybody did, though.
The devil's hot, right? Like in your mind, in your concept, the devil's hot, man.
Well,
the devil's got a big
so here's the
dick
thing.
for sure.
I really like this movie called Bedazzled.
Yeah, I know that movie.
Yeah.
She was attractive.
Yeah. Devil was hot in that one.
She fine. Conventionally attractive is the thing that we need to stop making a theme on the show.
Well, stop talking to him then.
No, you're the bad guy here.
How?
You're
He's
mad
struggling.
at me.
He's struggling.
No, you're mad at me because I talk to people. You're the one who's like deciding to categorize them. That's on you.
That's not it.
Would you rather
Thank you.
cry every time you find something funny or laugh every time you find something sad?
What?
Okay.
So you're changing our emotions.
Well, I mean, no, you think it's funny, but the way that you respond to that is by crying. Involuntary. Both of these are involuntary, and inherently, it's probably going to be frustrating because you're like. Because
sometimes I do cry when I laugh.
Yeah, but it's not that. You're crying,
crying.
and you're
ugly cry.
And you like, but you do think it's funny, and you want to laugh, but you cry, and also the other. If it's serious. You want to cry because it's devastating, but you laugh.
Does everybody know? They're like, oh yeah, he's got upside down emotions.
You can tell them, and they'll believe you or not. Because it's not like a thing. It's not like a thing that exists. It's you. It's not like a condition that people have. It's you. So people either believe you or they don't. Even if they do believe you, that's not great to be around either way.
It's not great to be around. I just think, and especially for us in terms of comedy, the crying when you laugh thing is going to be so much more inconvenient.
Yeah. You mean from a performer perspective or from an audience perspective or
both? All of it. Like I like to think that I laugh more than I feel sad throughout a day, a week.
Like of course. Yeah. It's the most readily available emotion I have.
Yeah. If I have to make
about 50-50
if I have to make like one funeral a year awkward versus crying pretty much every day of my life.
Well, Jordan is the most emotionally stunted person here because you only cry at the funeral.
No, that's not the only time. But like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm laughing more than I'm crying for sure. Yeah,
but like someone you like love. Something terrible happens, God forbid.
Okay,
terrible. And you are confronted with, whoever losing their life or, something awful.
Sure. Yeah.
And you laugh uncontrollably. Like, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, that sucks. But then now imagine no one ever wants to come hang with you at the bar. Every time somebody cracks a joke, here you go having a mental breakdown on the outside.
Yeah. So basically, people have a fun time being around you, but no one will confide in you.
Honestly,
you will not have.
That sounds like a plus.
You will not have any close friends. Even if they believe you, they're just not going to want to be around. They're not going to be like, I'm not going to tell you my serious shit if you're going to laugh at me, even though I know, even though I maybe believe you, maybe don't. That's tough because you'll have fun, but you probably will very much struggle to have any close friendships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of already there too. It's fine.
That's a good point.
It's like,
you see how I laughed at that sad?
I'll have acquaintances for the rest of my life.
I think I actually probably am with you guys.
It's probably fine.
That was. I'm gonna laugh because that was sad. What you just said. I'm just gonna have acquaintances for. Yeah, I guess I kind of do it anyway.
Do it already.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Nailed it.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Good job.
No, not that one.
They're partying upstairs on a Tuesday. You guys hear that?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
That is like still a funny thing about this club where you.
I would love to know how many people are actually up there.
It's 8. It's 8 people.
You think that's true?
And 6 of them are staff. Yeah, I've been up there. I actually really like the restaurant. It's always funny that they're just always cranking the music, trying to get people in there.
Do you know we don't have access to that menu anymore?
Really?
Yeah. I found that I
can't
order my
have nachos
anymore. No, I tried.
I'm quitting comedy. That's why I do comedy.
They said that, Londi said that earlier, and I was like, oh man, Jonathan's going to be upset.
I'm fucked, yeah.
Forget me.
I didn't know you were that in a nacho.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that either. I thought I was the nachos guy.
No, you were never.
I've never ordered nachos in my life.
Stacy she's just like, you want nachos, right? every time.
Stacey Hess. She's
okay, because there are 2 Stacey's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to Stacey Hess for sure. All right. Jonathan, would you rather open for John Mulaney? Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Open for John Mulaney, but miss the Kendrick Lamar concert. Or go to the Kendrick Lamar concert and pass up on opening for John Mulaney.
All right, let's think
and
about this.
And he's going to be upset.
John is going to be upset.
Is Kendrick going to be upset?
Kendrick will also be upset. Yes, you were the person that was supposed to come on stage,
and he might fuck with you in his next 4 songs.
Yeah. Oh God, I might be in a beef.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna have to get good at rapping.
I'm gonna have to get good at rap.
If Kendrick Lamar suddenly dissed Jonathan,
that would be amazing.
We'll never see him again.
What would upset you more, missing opening for John Mulaney, or Kendrick Lamar beefing with me and blowing me up as a result?
What? I would pay to see.
No, that I want the attention from Kendrick.
No, not you. Me.
Him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want it to happen to you.
So it's the John Mulaney. Okay.
Well, no. Okay. I want to think of this question a little more seriously to make it more fun. So with John Mulaney, like, we've all opened for people before who are significant comedians.
Yeah.
And I think that something that maybe people would assume is that gets you more than it actually does. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, we've all had that
Well,
experience.
I think doing it once versus touring with them.
Oh, well, what are we talking about then?
Oh, no. So not necessarily a tour, but we do have to like right size it. So you're right. So no, this isn't just some regular show. This is like MSG. Like, same way we're going to see Kendrick at Bank of America Stadium, you're opening for John Mulaney.
I mean, I guess I got to do that, yeah.
Somebody got to do it. But are you going to do it?
Yeah, I mean, Madison Square, I mean, like, you got to do that, right? Like, that's... Well, here, although...
I think this one's easy for me.
I mean, it...
Well, that's why I didn't ask you.
Right. God damn.
Well, here's... Still, though, this is a bigger question, I guess, is, like... What does that really get you long term? I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know? Like, how much of a difference does that really make?
I mean, you're absolutely right.
One time doing a huge show, like, I don't know.
You're absolutely right.
And I would never get to see Kendrick ever my whole life.
What did he?
You would never get to go like front row again. Like, you would never get that close.
Okay, I'd be giving up this concert, and this tour, let's say. Yeah, I mean, I think, you got to do. I guess you got to do the John Mulaney thing.
Yeah, I think you do too.
But I do wonder if it would really get you that far.
So let's talk more about that, because here I have a couple thoughts on that. So I know a couple guys. I'm trying to think if I know any women. I was being specific.
You don't know any women at all, I don't think.
Yeah,
right?
That's actually pretty fair. Who have opened for a lot of people quite often.
That's
for years.
Yeah.
And I'm not. It's not. They're doing a lot better than I am, and they're doing all these amazing shows. Are they now headliners and doing all this stuff? They're not.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
So I'm not sure. Maybe it used to be that thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think my answer.
I don't know.
My answer. It's fucking yeah. My answer is still open for John Mulaney at Madison Square Garden, but like, yeah, I am certainly less confident now than I would have been before that's like actually. You can leverage anything, but like, how big of a mark is that going to make your career? It may not be as big as we think.
Not as big as we think. Yeah.
Even if it's Madison Square Garden, even if it's sold out, even if it's even if it's Kevin Hart, like anybody.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I still think it's lightning striking, man. And lightning strike, I think that definition has even changed. I think the idea of meritocracy, you're going to be so good and that they can't ignore you. Man, I struggle with the validity of that anymore.
I don't think that's right.
I think when that phrase came out, they didn't realize how easy it would become to ignore somebody.
Right? Yeah. Social media just changed everything.
Yeah, it really did.
Truly everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like voting. Like every vote counts a little bit. It's kind of like that. It's like some people aren't going to vote for you.
Yeah,
it's you are not going to be their choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that can be skewed in a couple different ways. On so many demographics. I think it's kind of infinite on why people do or don't vote for you, and who pushes you up. Who are you? Do you have a zeroed in brand? That's something I'm still trying to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Like brand is important. Finding out who you're. I mean, it just feels like so much more important than I got to open for. Let's Nate Bargatze a couple times,
right?
Or whatever.
Yeah, which they did, and that's and that's awesome.
He didn't even invite you on the boat.
He absolutely did not invite me on the boat.
And you were really,
I was gunning
kind
for
of the demo for that.
I was just like, I've never wanted to do anything more than this specifically because of all the specific circumstances.
Yeah, you're
of it.
right there.
No,
do you think he might have added you, but didn't realize it wasn't actually you? And maybe he just thought like, oh, I got Jonathan. I was like, oh no, that's not Jonathan. That's just somebody else that's
John
happens to look like Jonathan.
John Erickson.
I don't. Yeah. I genuinely am not sure what you're saying.
No, it's fine. Never mind. It wasn't even that
forgettable.
Okay. Go ahead.
And face. And hair.
And hair. If anything of my whole, I don't know. Yeah. But what I can say, I don't know what, but I feel confident that there are probably 20 comedy things that I would take over opening for fill in the blank at fill in the blank stadium.
Okay.
Anywhere in the world, any comedian anywhere in the world, I think there are probably several things that would get me more than that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do too, actually.
Like I think it would probably be like maybe having like a 15-minute don't tell set on their YouTube channel.
Honestly, I would maybe take that.
Yeah.
I think that would be that's a tough would you rather. I mean, and we're talking, let's go ahead and just say Kevin Hart, biggest comedian, biggest play,
Sure.
That's genuinely a tough call, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's a tough call. You would think it would be like for sure.
It's the thing that could make something go viral.
Yeah.
A joke like. Yeah. I was just thinking about this joke the other day.
An opening for someone is not a viral thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Happens every time.
Right. Yeah. Like the jokes have made people go viral. I was trying to think of the one where he was. They were giving Nickelback a hard time, and then Guy Fieri. What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. It's great.
The guy for Nickelback, or
no. There's a comedian.
Kroger. Why do I know that?
There's a comedian who
I don't like
friends
that I
who
know
work
that.
with him all the time. I can't remember his name right now, but he has this joke about how everyone hates Guy Fieri. Everyone's throwing Guy Fieri into the bus, and he's like, and he just rattles off how amazing Guy Fieri is, but people don't like him because of his fucking haircut and his fire shirts. Yeah. And it's the same thing about, and he's like, and Nickelback. What's Nickelback ever done to anybody?
Right.
It's like
I'm with him on that one.
It's kind of that's kind of what I don't know. I want that. I want one of my jokes that I'm sort of proud of to go off because
people be like, oh, this is the guy who does the fill in the. This is the guy who does the Nickelback.
Because then it's on me to capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, didn't you open for Kevin Hart?
Right.
It's like,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, how do you put that on the poster?
Right,
honestly, just put open for Kevin Hart.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Because that, again, a lot of that stuff is for your press kit.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
So are we all going? If the new Would You Rather is open for biggest comedian, biggest venue, versus get a 15-minute don't tell.
Oh yeah, I'm going don't tell.
Yeah, don't tell for sure.
I think me too.
Tell.
That's
I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that more and more.
I agree, and that's kind of crazy. That's how it is.
Yeah. Now, if we want to, let's kind of crank it up. Is it like, is someone going to champion me? Is someone going to be like, this guy's great, I always want this guy?
So it's stadium tour or arena tours, and you have that spot locked in for as long as you want it.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
That's a little different.
I was going to say, not, in perpetuity.
That's a little different.
Kind of changes things.
Well, I'm not. We're not Adam Sandler's buddy. He's got literally 30 years of bringing them around. But I mean, I don't know. They're blowing you up on their Instagram.
Well, again, are we talking about Kevin Hart? Are we talking like that? level.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh no! See,
I'm just saying Kevin Hart because he's so big.
If they're promoting me on their social media channels, then yeah, now we're
like,
they're real. They're like you're on their thing guy. Once or twice a week.
Oh no, then it's easily that
it's
one.
that.
That's
then.
it.
It's that then.
Easily that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my fear is, especially these days.
Let's just say a couple times, because let's make it even. Let's make the symmetry there. It's not all the time. It's this leg of the tour. I got this guy. It's a 10 days.
So I do 10 to 20 shows.
Call it
a
6
year?
shows.
A year or period?
Just period.
And how hard are they pushing me on their social media?
I don't know. I don't know what that looks like.
Come on, man. You're in charge of this. Would you rather?
I mean, I think...
jumped out there.
Yeah. you have to create the parameters.
All right. I think that it is at least once a day being like, we're doing this tour. This guy's great. You really want to see him.
Here's his special. Here's his handle.
Yeah.
Collab post.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Now, if I have a special out and they're helping promote it, I think that, I can see that work. If I have a Don't Tell special out and they're helping promote it.
Hey, look, double up.
Yeah. I feel like,
that's a tough call. If it's that limited of a run and they're giving you some enthusiasm, they're not your patron.
Yeah.
But like, that's tough. That's a close one.
It's not bad. And I'm not. I'm still not sure either, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
what has more? Let's say the question of what has more longevity, right? So if you're saying 6 or 7 days,
longevity is Don't Tell.
It's Don't Tell, right?
Yeah,
that lives as long as
that stays there.
But again, how long does someone's 15-minute Don't Tell last and live in people's brains?
I don't know.
Generate. Yeah. That is the week with Hart and his promotion getting me headlining work?
Yeah, I was about to say,
else?
Okay, so whose eyes are on each of those things, you think?
It's the internet as we know it.
I wonder if more relevant eyes are probably on the Don't Tell pages looking for who's next.
Yeah. Again, how do you put it on your poster?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Wait, which thing? Well, that one's easy. You put it right up on your poster.
Don't tell.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd be like,
Chris Rock likes me.
Yeah.
That would just go in your bio. Yeah. That wouldn't really be like.
And we all have that. We all have names in our bios, and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
In fact, I stopped doing that. I don't even have those in there.
Why would you care?
They don't. Yeah, they don't care.
The last festival I did, the people and there was like 6 or so people who were just kind of like, everyone I worked for, Bill Burr and blah blah blah, and it's like, if Bill Burr brings you up, that means something. Otherwise, it doesn't. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it means you shouldn't put it on your EPK or your bio, but I think the idea of putting it in your email to a club kind of taking up space. They've seen it. It's not relevant. Not saying you shouldn't put it in your bio, but
my emails are getting real short.
Yeah, mine too.
Very, very short emails.
Yeah.
I say, here's what I'm asking for. Here's like a reason you might consider me. My EPK is attached. Here's a video. Hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's hard as a feature, man. So, like you said, the idea of not just
I do not ask for feature work anymore.
Yeah.
I just asked for a one-nighter.
Yeah.
And then what happened with, I'm not going to say name, what happened with one prominent chain of clubs is that I did that, asked for one-nighters, and they said, hey, we're not really looking for that right now, but like we'll keep you in mind. Are you also open to featuring? Right? Yeah. So they asked me, like,
which I think is fascinating because so often I get, we don't really do features. They don't really ask for local features.
I think you just shoot for the higher thing and then they'll offer you the lower thing.
I think you're right.
You know?
Yep.
Wait, when you say they don't ask for local features anymore?
Most of the time, my last handful of times that I've done this, if I get a response at all, it's we don't really bring features in because they usually bring them.
Oh, yeah. And if they do, they probably go local rather than flying someone in. And
one of the last times they were just kind of like, I mean, if they do know someone local, they ask them to come, and that's just the truth.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
that makes sense.
So for anyone just trying to get into this, it's like it makes doing this. It's taken away one of the major ways that you would travel to do this. Mm-hmm. It's so right now either you host local, feature local, or travel as a headliner.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's your option.
Or you're someone's person who
Yeah.
you travel with them everywhere.
Yeah.
And the only way to get with those people is live near them or maybe host for them.
Yeah.
It's like,
if host for
kinda
them,
crazy.
I mean, the chances of you hosting for them or even featuring for them locally and them being like, "Hey, kid,
Man,
I'm going to
you're
give
great."
you a
Oh,
yeah."
so-
Yeah.
Like
oh,
that's
gosh.
beyond
So small.
rare.
The
We've seen it
idea-
happen, but it is
Yeah.
extraordinary.
the idea of like succeeding at this, honestly, every day seems harder and harder.
Oh, it's a ludicrous thing that we're trying
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So odd.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like,
I don't
what
think
what are we
I
gonna
don't
do?
think it's cool at all.
It's not
I'm
cool,
still
but it's
gonna
like,
do
what
it.
are we gonna fucking do about it? Either keep doing it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know, man. I think there is something to. I think there's beauty in the struggle.
I agree.
You know.
Sure.
Jason's just like, I want success now, please.
I'm actually, I 100% feel that way.
I agree with exactly how you responded, but I also agree with what you said.
Yeah,
It's both, you know.
I find that I am no less enthusiastic about the business. It has changed while I've been doing it. I'm not going anywhere. You gotta adjust.
Yeah.
Gotta adjust. You gotta have a good attitude. It's that thing. I think it was an actor. I was reading a book. I can't remember who said it or whatever. You know what? It was on the Smartless podcast, and I might have been John Lithgow. Essentially, it was, if you want to go and be an actor, just insert comedy, right? If you want to go and be an actor, you have to be okay with being 65 years old, teaching summer stock to actors.
Right.
Because it was Ethan Hawke, by the way. You got to be okay with the potential to that being your life.
Yeah.
Because if you're not okay with that, what are you doing this for?
Yep. Anthony Mackie I saw a really good clip of him saying something sort of in that same ballpark. He's like, it was really beautiful how he put it. He's like, there is a certain kind of sympathy or empathy. I think maybe he said that it's difficult for him to empathize with people who struggle for years and years and years and years and years, because he's like, I'm watching all these people do the exact same shit I did, do it just as well, do it in the same places or similar place, literally check every single box that I checked, and I made it and they didn't. And he's like I'll never, he's like there's a certain, he's like there's almost, I'm putting words in his mouth a little bit, but the sort of feeling that I got is he's like, it was respect and admiration for those other people who aren't him, and also almost like he was almost sad. He's like, there was a certain tragedy to him not being able to understand that feeling.
Survivor's remorse.
Yeah, in a way. And I thought the way I'm butchering it. The way he described it was like, it like brought tears to me. It was like really beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It just that. I think why I loved it so much is like maintaining that awareness when you're that big.
Yeah.
I don't think probably everybody does.
Yeah.
And it's great to hear someone really just like remember the reality of where they're at, and that helps them maintain gratitude, probably helps them maintain excellence, and helps them be a fucking human being.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's kind of great.
About the other day, I think I would rather be LeBron than Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And I say that because LeBron has kind of like experienced everything that comes with the game of basketball, like the highs and the lows. And I think kind of what you were saying, there's something beautiful about that. With Michael Jordan, every time he made it to the finals, he won.
They won, yeah.
And there's something about not
that's interesting,
ever feeling like the heartbreak
that
kind of comes with losing at the highest level. That I think kind of affects just how much you can like really appreciate.
Yeah, I think you're right, because he was three-peat, retirement. Then the year he came back, they didn't win. Then three-peat.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah,
dude.
it is. That's wild.
Like,
Right.
I'm with you. LeBron went to different teams. He had public lows. As for the taking my talents to South Beach, and then that whole year after that, he was a villain and he wasn't handling it well, even though they went to the finals. Like, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Like, there is something like things are more exciting and fulfilling, I think, when you can look back at everything that went into you getting to that spot.
Yeah.
When you have like perspective on like, 2 years ago I was here, and now I'm here. Mm-hmm. And in another 2 years I could be there or there or there or there. 100%. Like it becomes very, very, very frustrating sometimes. But like
an undefeated season to me is it's kind of what you're talking about. A little bit of a tragedy.
Yeah.
Give me a couple losses.
Yeah.
Give me a couple failures to learn from and to grow from and to gain enthusiasm with your team about. We grew from this failure kind of thing.
The thing my thought about particularly I think about it in basketball is like the great teams are not the teams that win a game, and the great teams are not the teams who are down by 20 and come back and win. The great teams are the teams who are up by 20, the other team comes back, and then they win anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's interesting. So this is a little bit kind of what we're talking about. So my dad, he's an engineer, did that his whole life, right? He was an engineer. And he, plant engineers, right? Works in manufacturing. To me, it's very boring. He loved every minute of it in that industry. He would always hire these, guys out of college and stuff. And he said he never wanted to really hire 4.0 students. He wanted 3.8s, 3.9s.
Okay.
He said because 4.0 students, everything just came to them.
Yeah.
He had no reason to believe that they could overcome.
Right. He'd be like, what happens if?
Right.
Not if, when. What happens when they finally hit that first challenge?
Right.
Yeah.
So he, he was dealing in kind of real life, not a classroom scenario. And he would we would come up with things all the time. And he's like 3.8, 3.9 guys, they had to work. They understood. And he had one person in particular as an example. It was like the minute that they got to a point that they couldn't figure it out, they kind of faltered.
They folded.
Yeah, they were like, you don't. That's where he learned it. He was like, you guys, that person couldn't overcome. Kind of interesting. That's why I look at someone like Cam Newton, and for other reasons, but in particular, I look at Cam Newton and I see a 4.0 student. I see a guy who's got every tool in the box. That guy could have done anything, but he didn't jump on that fumble.
Yeah.
He didn't have the heart. Where you look at a guy like Drew Brees, and you look at Drew Brees walking down the street, and you were like, that guy's never going to be an NFL, let alone a Hall of Fame quarterback. Mm-hmm. He had almost no tools. None of the tools that they value, right?
Yeah.
It's a long story to go. What you guys already know is I like the small guy. I like the guy who's got to work harder. I like Rudy.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Give me Rudy every single
Rudy
time.
Yeah.
Easy to support, but a guy like Cam, I never cared for Cam as that guy.
I get that.
Yeah. Give me someone who had to struggle, had to overcome some shit. I'm not saying Cam never overcame anything or had struggles. Not what I'm saying. But you still listen to him talk today. He talks about himself in third person. I'm like, I got no way. I'm not rooting for this guy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Can't do it.
I mean, it's whatever. But you guys want one more Would You Rather to go out on? It's a pretty straightforward one. But it's tough. We could just end it. I'm fine.
If it's about poop or pee, I'm out.
It's not.
All right, let's do it.
I'll allow it.
This is pretty intense, though. Would you rather betray the one you love most or be betrayed by the one you love most?
Be betrayed.
Yeah, man. It's I'd rather give someone a present than get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live with that guilt.
Yep. That's why I like the aisle seat.
Let's make
it
more interesting. Would you rather be betrayed by the one you love most or betray someone you love most, but like what you get on the other side is real badass? Like you betray you would rather be betrayed by the person you love most or betray them and you're headlining theater.
You just up the ante.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like you betray them by
Are they gonna forgive me?
Yeah, there are questions.
I mean, maybe.
Well, actually, you can try and do they know I betrayed them?
Yeah. In this scenario, yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Boy, I don't like letting people down.
Yeah, that's
pretty awful.
But you could just whenever you get too sad, you could go jump in your pool full of money and just stick coins in your ears.
I mean, materialism is a big
success
thing.
And the adoration of millions and
Wait, am I not going to succeed unless I do this?
No, same level of like if you are no. Okay, so think about your options. You are continuing the exact struggle we're doing, and being betrayed by the person you love most in the world.
Yeah.
Or
go to a
you
Diddy
betray
party.
them.
Oh.
Or you betray them and you achieve all your dreams.
Yeah. Wait, I can just be neutral Jason today?
What do you mean?
But the person you love is going to betray you.
No. But you have to betray. No.
Oh, there's only two. Either
it's what I said before. I was just laying it out to be nice and stark. You know, like, if you betray that person, you're gonna like you lose them, or maybe they'll forgive you.
If I know they're gonna forgive me,
well, you don't know. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same as if you betrayed someone now.
I'm gonna be me and just be regular me.
Okay.
Sure?
Yeah.
Do they know my options?
No. No. Not at all. And you can never tell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The betrayal is. Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
Do you want me to decide what the betrayal is?
I guess. Sure.
I mean, we could keep it simple and just say you cheat. You cheat on them. But it's not Blair. I'm trying to make it more handleable.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
So specific.
No, we'll not do. Just we'll keep it abstract. You betray them on a deep level that.
Yeah, you don't steal money. You hurt them.
Yes,
their hearts and souls.
Yes, and they may forgive you, or they may not. Just like would happen in any betrayal.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to think that I would just rather be betrayed.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I've got a short memory.
Yeah, but think about it.
Real short memory.
It's right in front of you, though. In this, it's right. You push.
You know
one
what, Jonathan?
button.
Maybe I have been betrayed like this before, and so I know the
Who
answer.
hurt you, buddy? I just think it wouldn't be. I mean, that's like I guess the right answer, right? But like, think about just sitting there and just seeing what you're giving up. I also am not in a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't. This is purely abstract for me.
Oh, no, it's not, because you said the person you love most.
Oh, it could be Nora.
It is.
Oh, no.
It absolutely
There it
is.
is.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't betray her. I'm a pretty big fan.
Mine's my dog, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You should absolutely betray your dog.
I can't betray my dog.
Your dog might not know you betrayed them. That I mean, I guess in this scenario, I guess your dog knows that you betrayed them.
So my dog
and they can't voice it.
Yeah, they're just
they
gonna
just
look,
bark and whine and cry.
They're gonna do a lot of this.
Yeah.
Just looking around like they normally do.
Just like what is
Wow.
life? So that was good. That's a good way to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, awesome.
Just looking at my sad dog now.
Well, loyal listeners, please don't betray us. Come out to the Threes Comedy Tour.
Yeah, the Threes Comedy Tour.
We'll be in Virginia and Georgia, Williamsburg, Virginia, Sperryville, Virginia.
Correct.
Both of them at the Copper Fox Distillery, and Dunwoody, also pretty much Atlanta,
Soon.
Georgia.
May
at the
29th.
Stage
1
Door
month from
Theater.
today.
Yes.
1 month from
Georgia
today?
is 1 month from today.
Love it.
And then the Virginia dates are in July
and August.
That's
correct. You want me to look it up? We can do it official if you guys. Sorry.
All
right.
I'm gonna.
And while he's looking it up,
July
promote myself,
18th and
too.
19th in Sperryville,
uh-huh.
Virginia, and then it is 29 and 30 in Williamsburg.
August 29 and 30.
August 29 and 30.
Correct. Also, May 23rd for me. I'm going to be at Arlington Draft House in Arlington, Virginia, right there next to DC. This is probably, individually speaking, could be the kind of biggest thing so far for me. And so, like, anyone want to send people if you don't live there?
I'm also at a place on May
23rd.
Yeah.
Where you at?
I mean, I don't want to, blow you up.
Are we gonna? Is it near Arlington, Virginia?
No.
All right, then we're probably okay.
Tryon, North Carolina.
Let's go show for show. Let's see who got it.
I'm in Tryon. It could really make my career. So if you guys want to come out,
yeah, come to mine.
That's gonna be a great show.
I hope mine's as big of a deal as it feels like. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it is to me.
Have you betrayed anybody for it or no?
I am willing to consider it.
Yeah.
If I can sell out, what
I'm gonna let Nora know.
What if that was the thing that selling out 2 club shows would be enough for me to completely sell out my daughter?
Okay,
that would be pretty bad. That would be a bad state of affairs.
You just found out the Three's Comedy Tour is booked on that exact same date.
I'm definitely bailing on you guys. Are you kidding? For
utter betrayal.
Y'all would too. Are you joking? Give me a break.
Does he look like he's joking?
You absolutely would.
Yeah, he's laughing. It is a joke.
Yeah.
What's the problem with him? He doesn't know.
I don't know.
Mr. Williams Comedy, King Jason Allen.
Yeah, that's me.
Jordan Century. We'll be back next week with more a more enraged Jonathan.
Yeah,
because you were way too subdued this episode.
I'm
We didn't
tired,
get you
man.
riled up by anything. Yeah, we're gonna get. He's gonna be well rested.
What if this is me from now on? What if I'm just a chill guy?
It won't be.
I'll feel betrayed.
I'll find some slander on Bernie Sanders, and we'll get you right back up to speed.
Okay.
I don't like that. All right, fine. Whatever. Next week, we'll see you. Thank you.
I'm unbothered. I'm chill.